research designs no later on, which you could also it will also help you identify. I know some of you already have your research titles na, so some of you can now identify if inyong design ba is comparative, is it correlational, is it descriptive, ganun ito ba silang, okay, wait lang. Usually, medyo bug-upload ang Google Meet, ibang lang sa recorder na, sige lang. Wait lang, for this one. Okay. We will skip this activity. So, di naman pa kinanglan mag-activity na. Gusto lang ta sa lecture. So, quantitative research deals with numerical values and how they can describe a phenomenon or infer a relationship. Now, usually, we deal with qualitative. Quanti man yun, no? Ang si quali is more on um, identifying or determining the behaviors or reactions of people if they are exposed to this kind of situation or any kind of intervention. Although more sort of experimental siya, no? Pero, for example, if we get their perceptions, if we study their behavior, how they react to certain situations, and we base it on sa ilahang emotions, no? Ilahang own opinions, no? Um, open-ended ang questions, those are actually under qualitative. That's why we only get few participants like in focus group discussions, in interviews, in observations, because you have to really get verbatim word for word ang ilahan yung mga responses based on a certain question, interview question yung maghihatag. Unlike in quantitative research, since we deal with numerical data, no, and it has to kanang measurable din siya, no? So, you have to deal with a lot of respondents. Kaya, you will be dealing with close-ended questionnaire. Close-ended questionnaire siya, meaning, ikaw mo set of pre-existing questions na, pre-existing questions, hatag ka mga questions sa daan, which are already validated, no? Yan, they're gonna put a test of reliability. And when you administer that one to your respondents, dili mo na ingon nga, ang 5 lang kabuok respondents, enough na siya to actually represent the ideas of the entire population. So take for example, if I will only ask 5 students which do they prefer, online or face-to-face, and then if 5 of them will say online ilang preference, does it accurately represent the entire population? No, because we have to get a sufficient amount, no, of respondents to a sample size to represent the entire population so that accurate jud ang answers na ma-provide nila. So usually we do that with quantitative research. We deal with numerical data, we use statistics, no? Depende na siya kung descriptive or inferential statistics. That really depends on the nature of your research. If correlational ba na siya, if provide ako mga inferential questions, diba? So, pati ang pag-structure nimo sa imong statement of the problem or your research objectives, and even, no, not only your research objectives, but as well as your questionnaire, tanan mo, again na siya o thorough, no, nga paglantaw para we can apply proper statistical treatment to that. Okay, so mostly, no, when we talk about larger sample size due to like gamit ang statistics, no, numerical data to dili ta interview nila, but syempre mo ask ta nila unsa ang ilang, although we do ask preferences po sa mga respondents, but we provide with a close-ended questionnaire answerable by yes or no, or strongly agree to strongly disagree, naka-likert scale siya. Those are actually under quantitative research. Okay? Kung imo mga pangutana is more on what are your thoughts on this and that, what are your experiences aning a kind of situation. So, quali na siya. So, and fewer ra ang participants needed ana. But again, we need to conduct thematic analysis. In your case, since ato ang study is ang nature niya is ang whole city of San Carlos Monroe, so we have to deal with quantitative research. We have to deal with sample sizing and also use statistics to accurately interpret, tabulate, and summarize the results of our survey. Pero maski may ingon nga, sabihan daw ko no ang quali kay gamay og respondent, wala gina siya. Do not let to ng bias fool you kay pag abot sa process, for me, although quantitative takes longer time, pero it's easier to execute actually compared to qualitative due to there's no thematic analysis with quantitative. Igo raman ta mulantaw dira pila ang results sa survey and then ato ni interpret nga ay okay majority ning agree ani therefore mo ni mo na mo ni siya ang ako ang conclusion ma draw in from the results of the survey. Unlike in qualitative, you have to conduct thematic analysis. You have to see in each response nila sentence by sentence, word for word, kung sa similarities niya with the other participants. Diba? So, puti kaayo, no? And if you do not know how to properly conduct thematic analysis, your interpretations might be wrong. So, although gamay include tinuod ang participants to qualitative research, but it's far more trickier, but depende na ha, that is my own perception on that. And we have to conduct like thorough pagdud analysis for each word, for each sentence, sa responses per participant. Nga, labi taas kay responsive participant, kailan mo na pwede i-omit. Kinahanglan na hindi mo na siya isulat verbatim, word per word, no? Okay. Okay, ano naman, ano form of numbers, ano? Oh my goodness, wala ko to. Okay. So, actually, quantitative research is the go-to approach for scientific inquiry because of its ability to test hypotheses. So, there are other quantitative research papers that we do test hypotheses, no? Ano pa uban nga, wala ra siya record hypothesis, especially if it's a descriptive type of research. The descriptive ng good words is barely describing the phenomenon, no? Barely describing what is the results from the survey. We don't actually compare two variables or establish a relationship between them. But if we do establish a relationship between them, or if we compare them, if it's a comparative research, then it's very necessary to conduct, no, or test hypotheses. So the basis of formulating and testing hypotheses are variables. So variables are very important. When you conduct your research title, mga good class to conduct there. When you write when you write your research title, you have to also keep in mind that asa man diri kaning nga research title daan unsay mga variables na ako ang i-measure. Is there an independent and dependent variable? Are there intervening variables? Are there control variables? Are these variables, do we compare these variables with each other or ga-establish lang sa relationship ano nila? Okay? It's because tanan revolve around our variables, our questionnaire, design sa to ang research, and even if we test hypothesis or not. Okay? So, these are traits that numerically describe or give meaning to an object, phenomenon, or group of people. Okay, mo na siya ang definition ng variables. Sila to ang gina-measure. And there are so many types of variables, Plasa. Okay, control variables, intervening, constant variables. Ang pinaka-common jud na to, syempre, is the independent and dependent variable, most especially in experimental research when there is an established cause and effect relationship. Kaya sa correlational research mga there is no established causation. Okay? So correlation is not equivalent to causation ha. May tag correlation or relationship. Murag usa ra siya sa mga factors but that is not the main reason ngano natabo ni siya ani sa dependent variable. Medyo libog pa siya ron pero it will make sense later on when I discuss further about this one. So una sa variables. Variables ang pinaka-importante. So karon if naamoy research titles, lantawa o sa inyong titles and try to see if there are variables na ma-measure ninyo. No? I'm going to turn off my cam lang ha kay mo medyo balag. The reason why I want to turn on my cam kay nakoy ipakita niyo nga drawing o niya for sampling. One of the characteristics ng good quantity or later in this. Okay, wait lang for a while. So variables are the ones that are usually identified, examined, described, or correlated to answer a scientific inquiry. So again, variables are very important. It actually sets not sa setong, but I mean, sila dyan mismo ang ato ang basihan when we make our statement of the problem, when we make our questionnaire. Everything actually surrounds on our variables because we examine these variables, we identify them so that we can answer a scientific inquiry, so we can come up with answers to our problems na na-establish when we provide our statement of the problem. Hatag kong example ha, before ta proceed sa independent and dependent variable. An example where variables are crucial is when, for example, you would like to know if the number of sleep, so this is correlational research, if the number of hours of sleep, the number of hours of sleep sa isang estudyante, will it affect their productivity? Meaning, the more hours of sleep that you get as a student, the more mga daghan kong activities or tasks nga mahuman. Now, ma'am, it sounds like causal, no? Hi, ma'am. Ay, wait lang, dali ha. Sorry about that. Nako-commute. Okay, so, going back. I'll give you an example, no? Ngano matawag man siya og correlational, ma'am. Diba, usually, when you talk about if a number of hours of sleep naka-affect ba siya sa productivity level sa bata, it sounds like causation, nga siya cause and effect. Well, it's actually a correlational research because we don't have concrete evidence yet if the number of hours of sleep is a direct cause why a student is productive. There are so many factors. There are so many factors that could dictate ngano productive ang bata. Not just the number of hours of sleep. There is no direct cause, diba? Unlike sa experimental research na you can easily identify if there is really a direct cause and effect relationship. Why? Because you provide intervening variables, nag-provide kag interventions, ikaw mismo ang nag-manipulate sa independent variable para naa siya epekto sa dependent variable. Kaya ang cause and effect relationship manggod class sa research, like in experimental research, ikaw manggoy mo manipulate sa mga variables. Unlike sa correlational nga, you are just merely going to study it, observe it. Going back to the number of hours of sleep for correlational before I will proceed to causation. Sa correlational research, dili na to directly ma-point out na ang number of hours of sleep ang direct cause ngano taas og productivity level ang bata. There could be other reasons when productive siya. Number one, inspired ba guro siya? Pressure ba from parents? No? Pressure from self? Ginahan siya makapag good grades? So it's not just sleep, di ba? So we cannot actually directly point out na sleep is the direct cause. So it's a correlational research. Now, when we conduct our study, we usually ask our respondents pila ang usual number of hours of sleep nila per day. 2 to 3 hours, 4 to 5 hours, 6 to 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours. Just an example, ana. After, ana, we also ask them, aside from their number of hours of sleep, we also ask them, if how many activities, how many assignments can they finish in a day? If they can read more books while vacant sila, kung wala na sila assignment, no? Taas ba kayo sila free time after nila nahuman nilang mga activities or cramming ba sila? So, once we have already collected the results of that survey, and then we saw that the more magkataas ang number of hours of sleep ni student, the more siya productive, we can already establish a relationship, a direct relationship between the number of hours of sleep sa productivity level sa bata. Na, although, dili siya main cause, jud, no? Dili man jud exactly main cause si sleep na na-productive ang bata, kaya dagan ko siya factors na na-productive siya. Pero it's one of the reasons why. Okay? There is still like a direct or close relationship between the two na ay association. Take note of the words that I'm using, no? Association, relationship. Kay dili man siya direct cause, good. Di siya punta directly maka-point out. Kay kani manggug pag-study na to class, that could be the same for the students na taas sila numbers of hours of sleep. Dayon mo increase po lang productivity. Pero kung pangutan na ito, ang uban pa yung estudyante sa laing eskwelahan, maybe the responses are different. You get my point? No, it's still vague. Medyo kuante siya. Mo nang dili kita kasulti nga it's a direct cause and effect relationship between sleep and productivity because there is just a relationship existing within them. Kanang murag, it's just one of the factors but it's not the main cause ano productive ang bata. Pero we found out in our survey na the more nagkataas ang sleep nila, the more ga-increase ng productivity because there is a relationship na siya sort of like influence but not totally mo na ang case all of the time. Okay? So, galibog naman no. Ari ta sa cause and effect para masabtan pa jud ninyo. Kung sino pala sa cause and effect relationship, ma'am, na diring ko ano katong sa experimental research. Ang cause and effect, causal research as we call it, no. Kato kanina correlational, relationship, association. Establish tag relationship, there is no direct cause and effect. And actually, there's been like a famous saying no kanang regarding kung ano, correlation and causation, di ba? Kay sometimes, no, we confuse correlation with causation ng good. There is fallacy, di ba? May tag fallacy, gatuo ta nga mao na siya ang maong rason nga no natabo ni siya pero dili di ay tumao. Di ba? It's just one of the factors. It could influence, but it's not the direct reason why this happened. Okay? So there is actually a famous saying, no? We oftentimes hear correlation does not imply causation, di ba? Correlation does not imply causation. Ingon ana, abig kita lang kag direct relationship sa sleep, number of hours of sleep sa productivity level. Mo ding ingon din nga mo ni ang rason nga productive ang tao kay taas kay number of hours of sleep. No, that's already fallacy. Ha? Dili siya ang moong direct cause good. Arita sa causation, causal research, where there is causation, na you are 100% sure na mo ni ang rason ano na tabo ni sa usa ka butang. Take for example, I have three, let's say, three plants, no? They come from the same place kung saan ako gikuha. Same sila nga seedling kung kano sa sila gitanom, same ra pud sila nagtubo. So same rin sila tanan, no? And then these three same plants, okay, coming from the same species, gibutan ako sila sa usa ka pot. Silang tulo, lain-lain silang pot, no? Like, pero same og size ang pot. Ang soil is also the same. And then the amounts of water is also the same. We call that control variables, ha? The amount of water nga i-pour is also the same. Ang amount of fertilizer is also the same. Kana ko ang same pot, same plant, same soil, same amount of water, same amount of fertilizer. Those are your control variables. Control siya. Constant. Di siya pwede mausab. Kaya kung maglain-lain ganyan na sila sa tulo ka plants, mag-usab pud ang result sa plant. So dapat you control them so that na ay accuracy ang results sa imong experiment and dili siya mausab ang results. Nakasabot ra. Thumbs up di kung nakasabot. Yung quiet place na kahit diring dapita. Nakasabot ra sa progress so far. Oh. Padayon ta, no? So, mo na imong control variables. Dili mo dapat na siya usbon. Kay kung usbon na nimo, there will be changes. So, kaning tulo ka plants, they are from the same species, same sila ato yung batag age, same sila og pagtubo, same sila og soil, same sila tanan. Unsa ray nakalahi nila. Okay? Ang nakalahi nila is they are exposed into different colored lights. Plant A is exposed in blue light. Plant B is exposed to red light. And plant C is exposed in yellow light. Sa katong mga senior high school students ako, kabalo na mo ang sisunod ani, no? Plant A is exposed to blue light. Plant B exposed to red light. Plant C exposed to yellow light. Now, you observe the growth of the plant, even the number of leaves they have. Okay, prices the number of leaves ako lang ibutang before sa experiment. Pag butang mo sa intervention, mention different colored lights, you observe the growth of the plant for over a month. Experimental niya, causal research. So, nabalaan mo na nga si plant A sa blue light namatay. Si plant B sa red light, there were no changes at all. Few lang ang yung height siguro nga natubo. Then si plant C, slowly nagkataas, no? Ang ang height sa plant. No? So, there's growth, no? Nagtubo din siya. So, ito naman come up nga si yellow light ang suitable for this kind of plant. Now, ngano natawag man nimo sa causal research? Because you can directly identify the cause why the plant died, si plant A namatay, and you can directly identify asa dira ang plant that which is good, asa dira nga light which is good for the plant. Kaya ikaw mismo aning manipulate, ikaw nang butang intervention, ikaw nagcontrol sa mga variables, other variables such as soil, water, fertilizer. So you can directly identify that there's a cause and effect relationship. Because of this light, tubo siya. Because of this light, namatay ang usa. Di ba? Now, there to ma-inject sa independent o dependent variable. Si independent variable is ang ato ang i-manipulate, especially in experimental research. So, asa na ato itong i-manipulate? Asa ato atong i-manipulate? Ang plant or ang light? Pwede mo kaanit itong microphone.
Ang plants, ma'am.
Ang plant atong i-manipulate. Let me repeat again. Take note, we have already established control variables before the experiment. We have the same kind of plant, same silang age tanan, same silang species. We provided them with the same pots, with the same soil, with the same amount of water, with the same amount of fertilizer. Those are your control variables. Okay? Those are not independent variables. Those are control variables. You control them. Constant sila. Pwede ba sila constant variables? Constant sila. Now, asa dila to manipulate? Let me ask again. Is it the light or is it the plant?
Ang light di ay, ma'am.
Okay, correct. Ang light. So, do we consider the light as the independent variable?
Yes.
Yes or no? Correct. Why? Because we manipulate this variable, especially in experiments. Now, asa dira ang dependent variable? Katong mausab, katong nag-change tungod sa independent variable. We already established that the independent variable is the light. Asa man dira ang nag-usab? Asa dira ang nag-change? Because of the independent variable. Is it the soil? Is it the plant? Is it the light? Asa man dira ang nag-change tungod kay i-applyan siyang independent variable, which we already established kanina, a while ago, no? Ang light ang mga independent variable. So, kinsa man dira, no? Or asa dira, rather, ang dependent variable.
Plant, ma'am. Plant, ma'am.
Correct. Ang plant. Kaya siya ang nag-usab. No? Ang usa namatay. No? Ang usa wa ning tubo. Nya ang usa ning grow. So to be more specific, it's actually the growth of the plant, no? Or the the tawag na eh? Ang plant itself. So the plant itself could also be like the control variable as well as the dependent variable. Kasi siya may nag-change. No? Ang reason nga nag-control po na to ang plant daan, kaya kung lain-lain nga plant ang ibutang, lain-lain po lang result na. So that could not provide accurate results, especially in experimental research. Same goes with hamsters, diba? I don't know lang if ang uban naka-remember, kung mga senior high na ko before. Ang hamsters, kung ato siyang i-undergo o experiment, kaning duha ka hamster dapat same age, same gender, same og weight, coming from the same family. So dapat same sila tanan, no? Wala po sila yung mga sakit and all, no? Basically identical. Kaya para in kaso atong at mag-conduct ng experiment, tagana to sila og kanang intervention like lain-lain nga feeds, no? Si hamster 1 ug hamster 2, dili mausab ang or dili inaccurate, no, ang result. So i-control po na nimo appeal na si dependent variable. Okay? Kay person na, no? Ay muhang independent variable is ang hamster. Kunya ang usa masakiton di ay. Nya naghatag ka og different feeds nila, ang usa fruits, ang usa pellets. Dili siya pun accurate ang result kay mamatay siya pun ang usa. Nya di po ka pwede makaingon nga ang pellets ang may nakapatay niya kay nandiyan siya sakit daan before the experiment. It's also important that when we do experimental research, causal research, um, the dependent variable ang kaning mag-usab, no? Ang dependent variable should also be constant. I-control pa nimo siya nga pareha sa silang duha. You get my point. So, may nakalayan sa causal o sa correlation. No, correlation does not imply causation. May pinaka-common dyan nato nga madunggan. There is fallacy if we imply nga mo dyan siya ang rason ani when there is no established cause and effect relationship. But we can call it causal research if ikaw mismo ang nagmanipulate sa imuhang experiments, sa mga independent variables. If ikaw mismo nakakita na it is because of this nga mao ning resulta ani kay tungod ako mismo ang manipulate sa independent variable, then there is an established cause and effect relationship. Okay? This is quite common in experimental research. Nakasabot ra sa difference between causal and correlational. May thumbs up sa bay kung nakasabot. Quiet place punta diyang dapita. Okay. So, sa inyong pod class, no, itong ibutang, maglantaw mo sa inyong study. Siyempre, dili man siya na applicable mag-experimental ka, di ba? Lantaw na ninyo if correlational ba inyong study, especially if nag-establish mo relationship between one variable to another. Para mas masabtan, later on, storyahan na to na ang mga different research design. Yung ambak ko, no? Supposedly, mo-discuss tani ko sa characteristics of quantitative. Pero sige lang, nasulti naman ko na to ang causal, correlational, no? Kay kani sa independent o dependent variable, they also play a part. Uh, sa correlational, we also have independent and dependent variable, pero dili lang din siya ingon nga na cause and effect jud kaayo nga drastic, no? Na relationship, pero dili siya direct cause. So, balik ta sa characteristics of quantitative research. Since mag-quanti man jud ka, no? You will establish feasibility man jud, if feasible man jud nga magtukod og ani nga tourism infrastructure or kanang mag-provide mo ani nga program sa syudad, tourism program sa syudad. Like for example, kanang mga like ecotourism, agritourism, then it's very important that we deal with quantity. Okay, kay dako-dako man ang population nato, and then included lang not just the people of San Carlos, but we also have our shareholders, no? We also have different stakeholders, our LGU, so an example also, legislators, no? the private sector, no, those who own like mga private restaurants, kuan ka ng mga hospitality tourism establishments like hotels, no, those are also included and considered. If you're more into heritage tourism, you also have to include, you know, people managing this like mga historical infrastructures, mga heritage houses, or kung magto ka dito jud sa mga tribo-tribo, no, imo pong i-consider pod i-appeal po nimo as respondents as well ang katong mga tribes nga gatuyo dito. So, it would be practical if we proceed with quantitative research. So, there are four characteristics of quantitative research. We have controllability, we have generalizability, objectivity, and replicability. Okay, manday pa. Uy, kulang na jud sa ka oras ang tunga sa klase. Ako lang ning tiwason ha, overtime ta kadali. Tiwason ako ning upat. Kaya usually when I teach research, tag 2 to 3 hours mong no, pero napamang ko lain ng summer class good tunluan. So, until lang ta 10:30. You will extend lang siguro for a while so that I can finish the four characteristics of quantity. Let us start first with controllability. Oh. Hindi naman siya. Sorry. Okay. So, first one is controllability. Controllability in quantitative research should be in an environment where all variables are identified and can be controlled. So, di ba, under quantitative, we have non-experimental and experimental research. Under non-experimental, we have descriptive, correlational, comparative research. In experimental research, we have true and quasi. Now, in true and quasi, if you are going to conduct experimental research and it falls under true or quasi experimental, actually, parehas ni sila og nature ha. Ang naka-difference lang ani nila ni experimental true o quasi is pag-randomize sa respondents or participants of the experiment. Usually, in true experimental, it's randomized, and quasi, it's not. No? So, you have to assign your participants no imuhang mga participants experiment into several groups. Okay. So non-random ilahang participants. But still the same, no? There is still cause and effect. There is still a manipulation of the independent variable so that it can affect the dependent variable. And there are also like interventions, no? Naapod lain pod no nga experimental wherein naatay control group, naatay control group, naapod tay intervention group, no? Naapay usa nga wala siya tuan murag usa ra ka control group na anya ang uban na ay duha. Okay? Explain ako na anya. So, there's controllability. No? You are in control. You can identify your variables in quantitative research and you can control them. Okay? Just like my example previously sa katong plants, diba? You control what type of plant, you control the soil that you're going to use, you're going to control also the amount of water as well as the amount of fertilizer. The only thing that you cannot control is the effect of the different colored lights, which is your independent variable, diba? Is your different colored lights towards its effect towards the growth of the plant. So, ang plant, kung mo-grow siya og dili, the result of the plant actually, after we expose them to different colored lights is your dependent variable. So, the mere fact that you can control other variables that is crucial to the results of your dependent variable, there's already controllability. Okay? And this is quite common in experimental research. Okay? Ma'am, how about for non-experimental? Okay, I'll give you an example which will be repeated later, no? Imong ito nga imuhang class into two. Half of it will undergo summer class. And then half of them will not undergo summer class. This is just an example. This is not experimental ha kay correlational lang man siya. Ano, comparative? Comparative. So, ang first part, undergo sila summer class, na subject abi for example, statistics. Dayon, ang usa wala. Pag abot sa klase, And then, regular semester na, klase ka, you try to see, asa sa duha ka grupo, katong nag-summer class o katong wala nag-summer class, ang maoy effective sa klase, no? Mga good og academic standing, can perform well in class. And you compare those two groups, diba? Although, dili man nga naka-drastic ang imuhang pag-control, pag-manipulate, unlike in experimental na, everything should be constant. Na you have control variables na exist. Dira, imura man na silang giingnan nga, o pag summer class nito nga, mo ban dili. Diba? Di man nimo i-control ilahang age, nga dapat parehas silang edad, di man nimo i-control ilang IQ, nga dapat parehas sila. Imura dyan silang gitunga, no? Randomly. No, gitunga na dyan mo sila. Um, you decide to divide them in half, no? Regardless of their age, their IQ levels, their gender. So, there mo makita unsa ang ilahang performance afterwards, no? Pag regular classes na. And then you saw nga katong ning undergo summer class, regardless of their age, IQ level, and their gender, they still performed well compared sa katong wala nag summer class. Okay? So, comparative, no? Even though it's not as drastic ang imong control again, like the experimental research, but there is still control. Okay? And you can easily identify your variables. Diba? Okay, group A, then group B. Or if wala man gani, no, even if you have the independent and dependent variable by itself, you can easily identify them. That's one of the characteristics of quantitative research. Hello, next akong slide, dali lang ganda. Okay, next is generalizability, and I will turn on my camera for this one. And generalizability. So it is from larger sample sizes rather, that the results are based as a representative of the population. Generalizability is from the larger sample sizes that the results are based on as a representative of the population. So usually since we are dealing with quantitative, usually larger population ang atong i-deal with, no? Compared to qualitative now, we'll just only get like 5 is already enough, 10 is already many for qualitative, no? Because we are going to interview them one by one. And then, atong kaon nila like, ilan yung explicit dyan nila, no? Ilan yung kanang unfiltered dyan nila nga response. Pwede yung ibutang sa manuscript. Pero syempre, anonymous na siya. And then, we conduct thematic analysis to see if there are similarities between the responses sa imong gi-interview. Muna sa quali. So, pwede ramalag sila nakabuok, no? Kay abot og 30 magtagbo na pag interview baga na kay imong manuscript. Usually in quali it's fewer participants. In quanti, they provide other methods on how to narrow down the population because let us say imuhang scope sa study is ang entire San Carlos City and yet the taas kita population, dako kayo population nato and it would be too impractical if we are going to get the entire population. So what we're going to do is we're just going to compute siguro mag-stratified random sampling ta. We're going to compute the sample size using Sloven's formula. So kada barangay, pila ilang total population, mo compute na tayo using Sloven's formula, pila na tong kwaon na sample size to represent barangay 1. Then we will do the same with barangay 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then other barangays in San Carlos City. So that na ay mga representatives per barangay, but you don't have to get the entire population. Nuni nga na siya, ma'am. Going back to my example before, kung 100 ra ka buok respondents imo ang kwaon sa total population sa San Carlos City, it is not substantial enough to represent the entire population. Para sa ana, no? At ibutang 20 mo ka buok sa klase. Example rin nga, 20 ang total population sa BSTM. BSTM 4, na tawag na ninyo, BSTM 4. 20 ka buok ang inyong total population. Karon, kumagutan na ako og duha sa inyong mga classmates kung sa inyong prefer online or face-to-face, nya silang duha moingon og online, nya majority di ay nga wala gipangutan na ginahan og face-to-face. So dili accurate no ang ako ang pag-data gathering kay duha ra akong gipangutan out of 20. So I have to get a substantial amount from the 20. Pero di mo dyan na yung substantial no, tanan mo dyan dapat kung 20 bot na naon. Patay botang 1,000 tanan, 1,000 tanan ng population. You have to get a substantial amount out of the 1,000 people so that they can properly represent and accurately provide, no, an exact answer jud nga mo represent sa tibuok population. Nakasabot mo sa kung point. Okay, kung duha ra, tulo ra, di na siya enough, no? Kung 100 ra, 50 ra ka bukatong respondent niya, ang total population kay 1,000, dili na siya enough to represent the entire population. That is why we need to have sample sizes, no? Kaning sample size, ito na to from computing sa Sloven's formula, that could represent the entire population and provide accurate response. Drawing na to, no? Butan. Tantaon ka. For example, mo niya siya ang tibuok population. Okay, illustrate. Hindi naman ko mag-jamboard kay present peace jamboard. So, mo niya siya sa whiteboard. Nantaon mo dahil sa kuan camera. So, mo niya siya ang entire population. Butang 1K. Kulay butang. Siyempre, di man ako niyo mental math, no? So, palang ta, presume lang ko og kuan kanang number of respondents. At ito 1K. Mukuha ra ta ni through Sloven's formula, we identify pila ra tanan natong kwaon. So, mukuha tag sample size sa butang kanirang nga portion. Nga ana sa mga 400. Example ra na nga, di ko pa mental math ra bag ano. Ito ba na practical Sloven's formula and you found out that out of the 1,000 total population, ang substantial amount of respondents as sample size is 400 ka respondents. So, out of the 1,000, 400 imong kwaon. Okay? Kaapas ra, thumbs up kung nakasabot, kay balikon ako kung di kasabot. Okay. 400, no? Now, wala pa ni nahuman ang imong trabaho. Imo pa yung identify, unsa nga sampling method ang imong pagpili aning 400. Kay, di ba na pwede nga, sa 1,000 population ko kag 400, isang kinsa ra mong pilion. Not unless kung non-probability. Pero, para accurate ka jud, mag-stratified random sampling pa jud ka. So, imong ito nga sila pila ka barangay, dayon, makuha na kag tag pila ka respondents per barangay para equally distributed. Dili ingon nga, tingubo na nako ang 400 sa barangay 1, oy. O, dili po siya accurate japon, no? Nga pag data collection. Dapat, kaning 400 malapta ni sa tibuok barangay sa San Carlos para fair. No? Tanan na ay chance nga mo answer sa imong questionnaire. Fair ang pag-collect sa data. Okay. So, for a while lang ha. Kernel ka dahil first year. Okay, proceed yun ka sa treasurer's office dahil ha. August 5 ang opening sa classes mo announce na ko regarding sa GC o sa kuan uniform. Kaya ang uniform na sa silid. Pero kung assist dahil sa ipa-call na saya sa uniform dahil ay, ilan ta lang kung tourism siya kaya mao po na sa tourism. Okay, going back, no? So, di pa na pwede nga ang kaning 400 itingob din mo sa ka barangay. Assuming rataan ning 1,000 ha kay sample ni parang kasab. Di pa na pwede nga ang kaning 400 itingob mo sa ka barangay. Imo na siya divide sa tanan nga barangay. And you do that with stratified random sampling. Na po kay computation anak po no. Ito yung sulit ng sa simple. Yung matanoon ko. So, dagan mo na siya na probability na ay non-probability sampling. Ang non-probability medyo sayon. Kaya pwede naman ta kakuha og masing kinsa basta mo fit lang sa ato ang study, no? Pwede ta mag-snowball, pwede ta mag-purposive sampling, pwede ta mag-quota. Pero kung mag-stratified random sampling ka dapat equally distributed ng 400 sa tanan nga barangay. So kung pilang total population nila mo pila kabukwaon nimo per barangay. Okay? So, 400 man ang imong sample size, pag computing mo sa Sloven's formula, mag-identify din count so ano yung pag-distribute sa 400 sa tanan nga barangay using different sampling techniques. Okay? So, una sa mga nature ni quantitative, no? natay generalizability. Kay, nagkuha tag mga larger sample sizes as a result sa total population and they will represent the total population. Sige lang. Kapit na duha na lang kakuan. Actually, pa ni mao, no? Padayon pa tanako ni, pero 1 hour and a half na gihatag. Kita na lang ta next Tuesday. Tuesday din, Thursday na ko. Basta, ang katulad yung research titles, tanang grupo, makasend sa GC kay akuan ng basahon. Matag kong feedback. Okay. Third one is objectivity. Muna ang third characteristic ni quanti. So the results of the data are observable and measurable. Siyempre, we are using statistical tools here. At the same time, we are using quantitative data, no? Numerical approach mo ani, so dapat observable and measurable. Using structured instruments, using our, so many structured instruments na to. We have our survey questionnaire. We can accurately identify the responses for each respondent. Dali na po na ito ma-compute o ma-tabulate gikan sa to ang survey questionnaire. And then we use the appropriate statistical tools in order to interpret, compute, no? Tabulate the results of the survey. And then, usa pa ni may interpret. Interpret is based on your own, explanation sa results sa survey. Okay? Itong quanti, no? Quantity, quantitative. Okay, last one is replicability. That is why, no, there has to be a clear identification of your gap of the study in your introduction, as well as in your recommendations. You should also clearly state there unsay mga areas nga wala nimo na cover during your study so that other researchers might continue or may continue your study. So what is the beauty of research is that there is a continuation. Okay? Di ba ni mo na madupa tanan, no? Di mo ka all-knowing God, madupa dyan mo tanan sa kanang area, no? There will always be gaps in your study that the other researchers will fill in. And ikaw po, like a cycle, ikaw po mo fill in sa gap sa different research papers that you have encountered which wala nila na research before na ikaw ang padayon na. There is replicability, there's continuation in research. Actually, dili lang sa quanti, even in quali, there is also replicability, there is also continuation. Okay? The research should be, alam mo na kung di ako kung mic. Okay. The research should be replicable. Okay, so that other researchers can come up with similar outcomes or can even continue your research. What am I talking about here? Pinakauna sa itong IMRAD format is we make the introduction, di ba? And part of our introduction, not only that you have the global, regional, local perspective and your rationale, it's also important that you establish your gap in the literature. Mas may pangitaunon kay tanan. What's the gap in the literature? Sa tanan na nabasahan nimo sa Google Scholar, sa Elsevier, sa Scopus, no? Na you found out that other researchers were not able to study your topic. Meaning, there is novelty. Yung novelty, bago ang imong study. No? Makadungag ka sa body of knowledge. Kung ito na class na, di ko ginahan mo replicate. Di ko ginahan na the same ra inyong study sa previous batches. Kaya, what is the purpose, di ba? Nastudihan naman na nila. Kung sa purpose na, nag-study po ka. Dapat, there should be continuation. So, na may areas nga wala nila nastudihan, ikaw ang mo cover ana. Ikaw ang mo fill in ana nga gap. Now, going back, no? Nabasahan mo, wala. Ako ang study ba, wala pa man na-encounter sa uban nga researchers. Kung study ba kayo, wala pa man nakuan. Wala pa man nila na further expound. So, there is novelty sa akong study, meaning worthy siya i-pursue. And all, worthy i-pursue. Worthy i-pursue ang kaning topic. Kaya nga naman, it's new. Nobody has, nagnanay naka-encounter ani, pero dili nga nakadaghan ang study about ani. So, meaning, you should continue your study because there is novelty and there is a gap in the literature which your study would like to fill. Muna siya. Dayon, pag abot na mahumana kasi mong study, ibutang pa din mo sa mga recommendations sa chapter 1 to gap in the literature. Chapter 5 or chapter 4 nimo sa mga recommendations sa future researchers, imong i-state ito unsay mga areas nga wala nimo na cover due to some limitations, no? Or dili makaya sa imong scope of the study, no, kay tungod kanira nga area, ma'am, kay broad ra kaayo. So, kanira nga specific area ko mag-focus. Oh, so, no, inat mo rin nga specific area ka mag-focus. Imo i-recommend sa future researchers na mag-study sila sa mga areas nga wala pa nimo na-encounter. Kahit tungod na kulangan ka sa time, or the topic is too broad, or there are many limitations, to ensure continuity, to ensure nga mapadayon gapon. And ang future researchers nga mosunod ninyo, na kada mga third year karon, no, second year, mga third year, pagbasa nila sa inyong study, sila mo padayon ana. Kay kana man nga mga areas ang wala pa ninyo na cover. Okay? That is placed in your recommendation. So that's also one of the good things about research. No? There's replicability, there's continuity. Nakasabot? Do you have any questions for me before we... Again, please don't hesitate to ask questions. I may be strict in this class, no, but I allow students to ask questions in kaso nga di sila makasabot, given that, again, no, some of you may find this new, or ang uban, medyo gagrasp pa lang kay mapapagbalik niyo sa research. Please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask me. We will stop here, no? Kasi syempre, 1.5 hours rin ako magahin every TTH. We will not make it every day, kay I also need to finish my other classes po, and my own research paper as well. I have also classes sa research po sa masteral, no? So, I have to devote my time also sa uban. So, sa ato as Inspira man, we will just meet twice a week. But, within that week, paminaw, within this week, na kaduhara dito magkita, you make use of the time to finalize your slides for title hearing, finalize your research titles. Let me see it first, let me check your papers before ko mag-PowerPoint. Ayaw i-waste inyong other time doing nothing and then mag-cramming ra mo and kaabot na og title hearing sa July. Dito ko mapari-schedule, di ko nyo pwede makangyo, dito ko masugot. We are strict with schedules here when I say that I will only give you 2 weeks to write half of chapter 1, then you will provide that for me. I will not allow you to extend further than 2 weeks because we have a timetable. Let us take note that starting from now, you're also going to work on your OJT requirements. Okay? So, we're also open to have your internship in Boracay if you are open with a budget. If not, then we are just going to proceed with Cebu and San Carlos. Pero, again, if kuan gani, okay, di lang biya ka niyang research na, you have your OJT preparations pa, your requirements. Wala pa nailabot sa actual subjects ninyo sa first time. No? You have cruise tourism, events, MICE day rather, no? And with MICE, you're going to hold your own seminar, makamoy mo organize, no? So everything is really jam-packed for you. So please make sure to really commit every TTH starting this month until abot sa August. Questions? Things that you would like to clarify?